you mentioned that there are so many other authorities and bodies that you have to interact with and coordinate with. Obviously, just being a designer is not enough. What are the other skill sets that students should work on, or try to build up so that they are able to do these other ancillary things as well along with designing?
So in today's day, in today's world, access to information is so readily available, and through the architectural course, there is something known as juries, where you have to present your work to a jury. So the first and most important thing I would recommend to all students is that you must take your jury seriously, because what you have spent over 3 months making a design, not every time your design can speak for itself. It may be a fantastic design, but you have to take the initiative of speaking about your design. You have to take the initiative of promoting your design, of talking about it as if it is the best thing in the world. And that initiative only you can take. Nobody will do it for you. So you must work on your oral skills. You must work on your presentation skills, how you dress, how you show up at a jury, how you speak, how you look people in the eyes. All of these are extremely important skills for the formation of an architect, because you are in a public service. So you're not only giving technical services, but you are often the person who the client relies on to explain the idea to the next person. So this is one skill which I would definitely recommend architects work on, architecture students and architects. I also work on it all the time. Besides this, of course, technical skills, knowing construction and detailing very, very well, because today with tools like AI and other things, a lot of graphics and all come too easily. The softwares do it for you. But you can't do much with it if you don't know the technical side of architecture.
Right.
And that, fortunately or unfortunately, only comes with hard experience and time.
Absolutely. So there are a number of things that as an architect or as an architecture student that one needs to focus on, needs to build themselves and teach themselves. And I think that is important along with your design education as well. We have been talking about how Hafeez sir's value as with nature, relating to nature. So there's a question which comes to the whole sustainability, projects and sustainable architecture, sustainable design. It just sounds like buzzwords mostly. We have no idea if people are actually doing something about it and which is valid. So to you, I would like to ask that how will architecture affect climate change, and how can it affect climate change?
In a country like India, development is going to happen. We are a country which is 1/3 or 1/4 the size of, say, China, 1/7 the size of America, and we have a population which is 4 times the size, 4 times the amount of America. And the only way for our country to become sustainable, when I say sustainable, I'm leaving climate change out of it for 2 minutes. For the country itself to become sustainable, we will have to urbanize, where large portions of our population will have to live in cities, in urban areas, so as to keep a certain amount of land reserved for forest and certain amount of land reserved for farming. That's the only way that India can remain sustainable. So that is one aspect of sustainability. And we as architects will play a very large role in building these cities, designing for these cities, and working on vertical and horizontal urban development. So now, if you take it from the macro to the micro, when you come to a micro level or at your project level, we have to think about sustainability. You're right. To a very large extent, sustainability is a buzzword. There are a lot of people, a lot of developments out there which are not sustainable at all. And you make the words, you make the text into green color, and you add the word sustainability and the image of a leaf, and suddenly it's sustainable,
right. Feels
which
green.
it's not. So yes, there is a bit of hypocrisy in that. But as architects, we have our role to play. Sometimes sustainability can be achieved with something as simple as designing just as much space as you need. Traditionally, architecture has always been about lot of ambient space, lot of space for common areas for people to hang out. Now, I'm not referring to educational institutes or I'm referring to other developments. But the more you build ultimately requires more concrete, more steel, more glass, more air conditioning, more electrical load. So the simple act of designing efficiently is in itself the most sustainable thing one can do.
Right.
If you need, if your family requires just one car, as opposed to having 3 electric cars, I would say one ICE engine is better.
Mm-hmm.
If you are able to stay in 1,000 square feet, turn on the AC full day, full night, is better than living in 5,000 square feet and using the only, because the initial carbon consumption of building more takes 50 years or more
Right.
to sequester back. So I think as architects, we must reach this point in our life where we should be able to tell clients that this is enough.
Okay.
Don't do more.
Okay.
And once you reach that point, your initial consumption itself is reduced.
Right.
So then where is the debate of trying to sequester all that additional consumption that you wanted to?
And how would you deal with builders and their FSI that they have to consume in order to sell?
So exactly.
I think it's a vicious.
So in your development circle, we do try and make sure that if you just take a simple residential building, there is an apartment. There's a series of apartments,
right,
which are always supported by a core, where you have your lifts, staircases, common areas. So we always try and minimize and make it more efficient.
Okay.
So that the amount of area we are building itself is reduced. I'll give you an example. We had a client that came to us with this fantastic design done by an international architect. And while I must admit, I myself loved the plan, the only reason the client came to us is it was too expensive to build. His kg per square feet steel consumption, and to put it in layman's language, that is, if you take the entire built area of a building and you take the amount of steel you consume into building that building and you divide it by the square foot area, it's called kg per square foot. So his kg per square foot was something like 13 or 14 kgs per square foot.
Okay.
We reorganized the plan, gave him the exact same carpet areas, gave him the exact same usable areas, and we did a different kind of building, and we brought his kg per square foot down to 6.
Oh wow, less than half.
So imagine we saved 7 kilograms of steel over nearly 2 million square foot.
Wow.
So that is 7 into 2 million.
Yeah.
We saved 14 million kilograms of steel.
Oh wow.
Just by design.
The cost must have been completely.
Forget the cost. That is sustainability.
Sustainability, yes.
The cost and everything is just an added benefit.
Right.
But if you build something which is so unsustainable that it takes 100 years to recover, there's no point.
Right. That's something which I think students in the future will really have to focus on, about what kind of materials they are using in their
Yes.
projects, how it is going to affect the weather also. And so, is there any new material that has come in from research in this past 10 years or 15 years?
So what I'm very excited about is that we are now, as a country, having many materials that we are, producing in India. You get fantastic terracottas.
Yeah.
The tile industry has really taken off. You get fantastic cladding materials. So it's extremely easy to now do a complete building end to end with 100% made in India materials.
Wow.
Maybe few things here and there we still import,
Right.
but otherwise the building industry has taken off very well, and I think it's going to get even better.
So in the next few years, especially towards the whole Viksit Bharat 2047 idea, I think we will have more Indian companies supplying to every project that is getting made. So that would be
Surely.
great. So, recently I was a judge at this entrepreneurship competition, and there were students of 9th grade, and their project was about a material that they were developing from waste plastic. So it was a brick made out of waste plastic. And they also had a prototype ready at that age. So my first thought was that, we should have an incubation center for something like this, where there are really enthusiastic and intelligent students that are coming up with great ideas, and some platform for research should be given. Do you see yourself, mentoring someone like that ever in your life? Would you be interested
Yeah.
in something like that?
Absolutely, because like what you just said, 20 years ago, nobody would even think of this. So necessity is the best, I'm forgetting that phrase.
Yeah.
From all great ideas come from necessity.
Yeah.
And with so much waste, if like what you explained, if we are able to recycle it and make bricks, I think it's a phenomenal
Yeah.
thing that the students are thinking of.
Right. I think, institutes now, what we are doing is I was just having a talk with our faculty. The same information that they received during their education for architecture, almost the same thing is being taught to the students right now, which probably is not even relevant. Would a firm like Architect Hafeez Contractor firm be interested in developing a program just to employ new architects into your firm? Is
Yeah,
that
certainly. Yes.
Yeah, because I feel like, what is happening currently gets lost in those 5 years. It's not taught. There's information available at your fingertips. Students know about what is happening, sitting here, they know something that is happening in Finland even. So information is not the process for education anymore. How do you think we should change our input in architecture education so that we make them better prepared when they are getting on the job?
So, couple of things. I mean, the answer is not very straightforward. I know that before my time, probably at the time when Hafeez Contractor did his architectural education, it used to be a 7-year course. And the way the course used to get structured is there used to be morning college, and I think they got off college at 11:30, 12 or something like that, and then all 7 years of your architectural schooling, you had to work in an organization or through an internship. But what that did is 9 out of 10 students graduating was solid,
Yeah,
because their foundation
right.
was very well established. What that also did is many practicing architects said yes to go and teach in college,
Right.
because everything got over in the morning. So you had a lot of practicing architects who are interested in imparting education, went to college, and often those same students worked in their offices.
Right.
So it's probably too large a suggestion, but I would most definitely recommend to the Council of Architecture to change it to a 7-year course. It's probably, as I said, it's probably not going to happen.
Yeah.
That's one. The second is something unique will have to be worked out to attract practicing architects into teaching.
Yeah.
They have managed to do it in the UK and the US.
Right.
I can understand why it's so difficult. I mean, for example, with my work life, I cannot imagine going and teaching in a college.
Committing on a daily basis is too much.
Yes, even if one has to commit on a weekly basis, so often you have to fly out of town, you have to go somewhere, there's an emergency meeting.
Right.
And while it's okay to say no, or it's okay to cancel on another client or cancel on something, I think inherently you don't want to cancel on students.
Exactly. Yeah.
So it's a very big commitment to take up.
Right.
So
thankfully, the digital world has become easy for access like this, and that's why through Brick ETC we are hoping to have more professionals like you to address the students and have a live class with them as well, because that really helps. You rightly pointed out that practicing architects coming to college to talk to the students or mentoring them is something that makes a large difference in how they understand the field. So of course, mentorship is the most important, and that is what we are aiming to do through Brick ETC, to have mentors in the field and actually understand what it is all about.